Doria'S concealed truth exposes the true nature of Meghan Markle, illustrating the saying, like mother, like daughter, in a rather shocking manner. Hello, with all the regal splendor, we warmly welcome you to the Princess Diana News channel. Join us for another enchanting journey into the world of royalty. Now, let's get to the video. It is quite apparent that while Meghan Markle's name constantly appears in various contexts, the information available about her mother, Doria'S, is practically non-existent. Therefore, it is evident that she possesses expertise in yoga instruction and also presents herself as a social worker. Additionally, it is common knowledge that Meghan's parents divorced when she was merely 6 years old. Furthermore, it is well documented that the future Duchess of Sussex resided with her father during her formative years, starting at the age of 11 and continuing until she embarked on her educational journey at the university. However, the whereabouts of her mother during that time remain unknown. There is hardly any mention of her mother in the media. Therefore, we have opted to make an effort in bridging this small void. Sure, Doria hails from Cleveland, Ohio, where her parents have distinct professions, her father being an antique dealer, and her mother a nurse. She was not the sole child in the household, as there were additional siblings and half-siblings resulting from her father's previous marriage. Doria had a typical upbringing in a modest family and attended an average school. She possessed an attractive appearance and had been in numerous relationships, all of which involved older partners. Additionally, there were whispers going around suggesting that she engaged in a romantic relationship with a teacher from the local high school. What was the result of this? So, there was a pregnancy at a young age and the resulting child was placed in foster care. After the divorce of her parents, her father remarried a woman who was approximately the same age as Doria. Additionally, it seems that the two individuals formed a strong bond and Doria had harmonious relationships with both her father and siblings. Following her high school graduation, she opted not to pursue a college education. From time to time, she would take on a part-time position at a hair salon. At a certain juncture, one of her siblings assisted Doria in her relocation to Hollywood, California. Therefore, she commenced her employment in the fitting area of a news studio. However, she persistently pursued her desire for a lavish bohemian existence and engaged in frequent social gatherings. One fortunate day, Doria'S luck turned when the makeup artist fell ill on a television series she was working on. In that moment, Doria was present in the newsroom, but she abruptly had to attend the following pavilion. Therefore, Doria had no intentions of becoming an ordinary makeup artist specializing in celebrity makeup. She made every effort possible to infiltrate the gathering of the actors. She wanted to avoid being grouped together with the rest of the film crew team. She possessed a goal that was both specific and clearly defined. She had a desire for Ed O'Neill, who would later become the renowned protagonist of the show Married with Children. According to some, Doria embraced every possible method in her pursuit without hesitation. With her beautiful face, she developed impressive skills as a hunter. One day, Jerry Cohen, the director and producer, graciously extended an invitation to Doria to attend a gathering at his residence. That's where her paths crossed with Thomas Markle. Thomas Markle defended a young girl who was being sexually harassed by an intoxicated director. During that period, Thomas Markle was employed as a lighting director at the studio, enjoying financial stability. During that period, he was earning approximately $200,000 annually, which was a substantial amount. He deeply developed feelings for Doria and made efforts to counteract any negative assumptions about her character. Doria was particularly fond of her suitor's gentlemanly qualities, but what truly captivated her was his favorable financial circumstances. However, Doria'S father strongly disapproved of her relationship with Thomas, viewing him as a mature womanizer. However, Doria possessed valuable talents. By effectively influencing the groom, she convinced him that her father had withdrawn financial support, leaving her uncertain about her future and unable to sustain herself. Thomas became completely infatuated with this pitiable and vulnerable girl. Therefore, he proposed a lifelong commitment to her. Doria intentionally excluded her father from her wedding invitation. Does it bring someone to mind? Contrary to her daughter, Doria did extend an invitation to the remaining members of the family for the wedding. Subsequently, Doria lost interest in continuing her employment at a film studio. Rather than starting a travel company on her own, she managed to convince her affluent spouse to establish one for her. Furthermore, she expeditiously conceived and became pregnant with a child. And at that moment, the world welcomed the future Duchess of Sussex. Doria Raglan had a strong desire to connect with a prosperous spouse who shared her passion for acting. Although she didn't obtain exactly what she desired, she was able to successfully secure a spouse. Although he didn't have a background in acting, he was closely associated with the performing arts industry. He held the position of a lighting director, earning a handsome salary, and was not considered the lowest-ranking individual on the set. Moreover, we could continue delving into the details of their separation, as well as explore the reasons behind her complete familial alienation and the 4-year period she endured in the colony. When Meghan came into the world, she was the epitome of a charming princess. She was adored and pampered by everyone, and due to their comfortable lifestyle, which surpassed even Hollywood's norms, she never went without anything. She obtained all the things she had ever desired. However, Meghan is not the subject of this video. Samantha Markle intends to shed more light on her life and experiences through the release of her memoir. However, returning to the topic of Doria. Although she resided in Clover Down, it failed to fulfill her desires. As a result, she began to propose to Thomas the possibility of maximizing his potential and leveraging his talent and connections. Right away, I'm reminded of Prince Harry, who, soon after his wedding, became aware, with the support of his spouse, that he was a third wheel and had to forge his own path. It was at this precise moment that Thomas Markle's life started to encounter significant challenges. Currently, word has spread about his incredible stroke of luck as he hit the jackpot in the lottery, scoring a mind-boggling sum of $700,000. The quantity may differ based on different sources, nevertheless, it was a substantial sum of money regardless. However, despite having the funds, he couldn't find happiness as he hadn't earned it legitimately. Following the counsel of his cherished wife, Thomas utilized his networking capabilities. Naturally, there was significant skepticism surrounding the inclusion of a television staff member who not only worked in the industry but also in the very studio where the shooting for the jackpot show occurred. Conversations were initiated between the public and the police, resulting in the prompt disclosure of the entire plan by their friends. Essentially, their motivation was to redeem their reputations. Amidst the challenges she faced, Doria made the decision to end their marriage. Therefore, she fled. She didn't have the patience to wait for a divorce. She initiated the process of seeking financial support following the divorce. She requested financial support for both her daughter Meghan and herself. Thomas started to consume alcohol excessively during this time frame. I must say, Doria displayed a remarkable lack of gratitude. Thomas provided her with a life of utmost comfort, but unfortunately, she abandoned him burdened with both financial liabilities and legal troubles. Not only did she file a lawsuit for financial support, but she also provided testimony against him in the criminal proceedings. Sorry, but I need more context to accurately paraphrase the text. Please provide more information. In legal contexts, immediate family members hold the privilege to decline giving testimony against their own family members, without facing any personal repercussions. Doria likely did not view Thomas Markle as a close family member. She had no qualms about presenting any evidence she possessed during the court proceedings, as she was content and willing to do so. However, the Thomas and Doria'S relationship has more significant issues. Doria, utilizing Thomas's funds, enlisted the services of a lawyer for herself. She insisted on being granted full custody of the child. In court, she claimed that Thomas posed a risk to the child due to his aggressive alcohol consumption. Clearly, Thomas Markle was greatly affected by the loss of his job, leading him into a state of profound melancholy. Additionally, he had to face the consequences of tarnishing his image and damaging his familial ties. As a result, he indulged in excessive drinking. On one of these days, an inspection was carried out by the Board of Trustees. And, naturally, the mother was the chosen recipient of their decision. Doria emerged victorious in every legal battle, leaving Thomas, who was unfortunate enough to be unemployed, to take on unsavory tasks in order to fulfill his financial obligation of providing alimony and benefits to Doria, who was also jobless. Therefore, Doria'S enjoyment significantly increased. She received a steady stream of earnings from her job at a travel agency, as well as financial support in the form of alimony for both herself and her daughter. Doria and Meghan embarked on an overseas journey, immersing themselves in the serenity of islands and indulging in lavish dining experiences, their blissful escapade only briefly disrupted by the presence of Thomas. He persistently contacted and pleaded for the opportunity to meet Meghan. Meghan lacked any strong inclination to see her father. However, that is only the beginning of the tale. I'm not sure if you've observed this, but typically, the greater a person's ascent, the more agonizing their decline tends to be. Doria reached her breaking point with Thomas's relentless harassment, leading her to take action to permanently remove him from their lives. Doria, in an attempt to cause trouble for Thomas, who officially owned the travel company, deliberately neglected to pay its taxes. Tax evasion is treated with utmost severity in engaging in such behavior may lead to imprisonment. Doria believed that Thomas would finally be imprisoned for an extensive period due to his existing criminal record. She believed that she had found a truly advantageous situation for herself. She could avoid paying the taxes by shifting the entire burden onto Thomas, who incessantly implored her to spend time with their daughter. However, as the Russian saying suggests, it is unwise to create additional problems for yourself by taking unnecessary actions. Doria devised a strategic plan. The tax service discovered, through witness testimonies, that Doria was solely responsible for managing the company. Based on the records, it can be understood that the aforementioned company was owned by Thomas Markle. Consequently, the matter was subsequently forwarded to the Criminal Police Division, resulting in the subsequent legal proceedings. While the investigation was still in progress, Thomas once again raised the matter of Meghan's custody. He was blessed with a wonderful family, and Samantha, along with all the other members, completed the necessary documents with the hope of obtaining custody. However, this proved to be unnecessary. Thomas experienced all the degrading processes in drug and psychiatric facilities, successfully establishing his legal competence. Ultimately, the jury ruled in his favor. Later, Doria found herself potentially serving a lengthy 15-year sentence as a consequence of her actions. Thanks to Thomas, a kind-hearted individual, she was sentenced to 4 years in prison for committing financial fraud. He engaged the services of an exceptional attorney for her. Despite facing considerable injustice throughout his life, Thomas and his family remain quiet about Doria Ragland's unethical behavior, even though she is the only person the Duchess of Sussex cherishes, when it is convenient for her. That's it for the video. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and share with those interested. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for joining us, have a great day, and stay tuned for upcoming videos.